gonna be hot out. How's it going, rednecks? In today's video, we're going to be taking the usable parts off our parts car and installing them on our good car. And two of my favorites, the onboard computer and the radio with the CB. So if we take a look, and this one, you got nothing here. We're still rocking the classics. There's obviously no information online about these. This predates the camera and everybody logging everything they do. So it's maybe a first. Alright guys, ran into my first old car problem. If you take a look, there's two little cables right there that are stopping me from pulling the cluster out. Any of you guys know what them cables do? If you do, I'd be surprised, but before I can show you, we got to pull this piece of trim off so I can get to what them things are doing. Let's get back to work. Alright guys, what them cables do, if you look, they're hooked to a clip that's wrapped around the column. That's hooked to the shifter. So when you shift, that cable moves your cluster park neutral drive pin. So to get that off, all you need to do, take a screwdriver, pop it off. Darn it all, I already see another problem. Not that we can't fix it, but the aftermarket radio kit has a broken tab on it, so we'll have to super glue that together. But for right now, let's get that radio out. Alright guys, while my neighbor was apparently leaf blowing off everybody's driveway, I took a look at the wiring harness, and if you trace this back, it plugs into this adapter right here, and you trace it back, it comes up into here, and this is where your CB radio is located. It appears to be factory mounted, because if you look, here's a bolt hole right, or a bolt right here. I'll try and get you guys under here. I don't know if you can see, but there's another bolt right here I can feel. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I think the CB is a factory option. This was it's a Delco GM. I don't know. That's pretty cool though. I have to say that's pretty cool, and by the looks of it, he bought an antenna adapter because it used to go to the factory radio. So the guy bought an adapter, and then for the antenna, and that one goes to the CB, this one goes to the radio. Now the problem with this is the wire for it. Oh, here it is. I was tracing the wire and it goes in through the firewall. I'm guessing these are the old radio wires right here. They just chopped them off. But I traced this one through and found a problem where they came through on the inside here. They didn't use a grommet. I can pull this wire out. Yeah, it chewed right through it. And not only that, we go on to the power antenna. If I pull this off, that thing's all rotted out. So unfortunately, I don't think the power antenna for this is going to be usable. I'm going to take it off anyways, and when we get to the other car, we'll see if we can use any of the parts for it. But that is cool. That is going to be a nightmare to get out, but we need it. Alright, one thing we're going to do differently when we tear this car apart is we are going to label where every bolt goes so we don't make a mess like we did over there. And how we're going to do that, we're going to take a piece of cardboard, we're going to label what comes off of what, and we're going to punch holes in the cardboard and insert our bolts as we go. So let's get started with filling this cardboard up. What do you say? Well, there you go. We have the whole interior out of the blue car all taken out. And as you see, I don't know if you can see, but right there, actually I have my flashlight. You see that right there? And then there's 2 more bolt holes down there. Those are the provisions for the CB radio. And if you look here, it looks like we have the port for the computer. So it looks like we're going to be able to put the CB radio, the computer, all on the dash. So now the fun part, we got to get it out of that car. Also, which option looks better? That or that? Now this works for everything, whether you're pulling an engine apart, a dash, interior, exterior. This is great. A month from now, I could leave that car apart and come back, and I know exactly where every bolt goes. Unlike that mess, that could be troublesome. Alright guys, I have the CB computer out, or I guess this would be the CB itself. As you can see, there's not much to it. The 3 bolt holes, they actually go into factory locations under the dash. So I don't know if this would be factory or an aftermarket part of the time, but all it is there's one plug-in right here that plugs into your CB handle, and this gives you your volume control, your call. This is an on-off switch, your squelch, and your channel selector, and then this lights up with your channel. And then on the other plug-in, this plugs into your 2 radio prongs on your stock or on your factory radio. Then you have the other, I'm guessing this is a speaker wire, and then your power wire. And then they bought this adapter for the aftermarket radio, so you can plug this into the radio, plug that into the CB, or this actually might be part of this package itself. But I tell you what, I'm glad that's not going to the scrapyard, because that right there, that is really cool. We're gonna try and tape the screw to the socket, because that is a long ways in there. That screw comes out right here. Yeah. Wish me luck. Got it, first try. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. We got the CB radio installed. Got the wires routed for the radio. That's going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. I still need to figure out where I'm going to run this wire through. The next question is, and the next install is, will this computer work in that car? And upon quick review, it looks like this thing just unbolts easily, so I'm just going to unbolt it from that one and bolt it into this one, because I really want to have a trip for my mileage. This cluster don't have it. And this one, this is our factory one, this is the one that's in the one we're going to be driving, has 98,000. This one has 88. Now 10,000 miles isn't that big of a deal on a car this old, but it's still considered fraud, so I would have to change that one out into this one if I was going to use it. And I think the easier thing to do would just be to change that one out into that one. So get that thing changed out, put it in the car, and see if it works. Figured I'd give you a quick look at the back side. Obviously, all it is, 4 bolts. So, not gonna be too difficult at all. So, I'm gonna change those. Like I said, we'll get her in. Take a look. Look at that. That's since we've keyed it on. In PG, I don't know how any of this works yet. I think we're gonna have to set the time and day. But yeah, 1 times 8 is 8, divided by 2 is 4. Well, apparently 4.00. Heck yeah! That's awesome. Alright, the next step is to install the aftermarket radio. And as you can see, this clip that broke off, it's actually a factory clip. So all we have to do is unbolt it from this radio and install it on that one. And then we can wire this thing in, because I'd like to listen to some tunes. Alright guys, this is how this works. You key the car on, turn on the radio. So hopefully you can hear that. I don't want to get it too loud. And then all you do is you turn on your CB, and I'm going to turn the volume up a ways, and I'm going to turn the squelch down, which is going to be like somebody talking. There you go. Actually, I think our volume's a little too loud, so let's set that in. I'll turn up the radio just for a second. Now, here's our radio. I'm going to turn the squelch down. And there we go. We have radio and CB. Then you turn the squelch back up, and the speaker cuts back in. That is really cool. That is freaking cool. Heck yeah. Well guys, as you've seen, that cable is kind of a pain in the butt, but reverse, neutral, drive, park, so it all works. Got the clip back in place. It's not in the same spot, however. Oh, there, that might have been why. It was caught on something. There we go guys, this one's all put back together. Let's get the other one done. Well, there you have it, 2 Delta 98s with 2 completely different interiors. And now it has been answered. If you don't have one of these in your Delta 98, it's a plug and play. Also, the CB radio, I gotta mount the piece for it yet. There's a little piece right here I gotta take off, mount. But I'm gonna worry about that another day. I think I'm gonna try and find a different spot on the dash to mount that. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, and get back to work. Well, here you go guys, this is how this works. You turn on the radio, except for my battery's dead.